Hey, hey. Um, yeah, the weather's changing. For some reason I'm cold. Um, don't think I'm coming down with a cold or anything, but yeah, the weather's changing. So here we are. Anyway, welcome to day 12. Today's um I was frozen for a minute, but as I was saying, this is day 12 of equitable grading in STEM. This is focused on going through 30 days of going live, just talking about some of the key reflections, key strategies that we should all be engaging in as educators. And I know that the planner says that it's focused on STEM, but these are actual strategies that are good for any content area. It's all about trying to infuse more equitable practices into your classroom structure, into your yearly planning, and how we engage in teaching what it is that we teach. I recently did a talk where I quoted the amazing Viola Davis, where she said that your purpose is not what you do, it's what happens to you and what happens to people, I should say, when you do what you do. And so the idea behind that, that I actually keep it, that's why I keep looking over here, so as I keep it on a post-it on my computer as a key reminder and a reminder of the impact that I want to have on students, on educators, and how I try to match my impact with my intent, right? So what happens to people when you do what you do? And so thinking about that, what is happening to students when you show up, when you do what you do every day? So we started a new section after day 10, and this new section is focused on reducing the influence of external factors on your grades. And yesterday we talked about rewards versus punishment. That was a great topic. I had a lot to say about that, and so check that day 11 live video. But today we are talking about consequences and doing a consequence review. So, like to always start with a quote, and the quote is "Change policies, not people" by Joe Feldman. And every rule that we create has a ripple effect, right? And some students can absorb the impact of strict policies, while others, because of either family roles, transportation, language barriers, or health, right, carry heavier burdens. And so the challenge is to make sure that policies reflect learning and not circumstances beyond the student's control, right? So, what I'd love for you to do, the reflection prompt, is which of your grading policies might actually disproportionately affect students based on their identity or their circumstance. And so, in that, you might want to think about, here's an example, right? My attendance policy may automatically deduct points for absences, but I may realize that it disproportionately impacts students who rely on maybe public transit or care for younger siblings. And so instead, what I could do is allow students to submit a short reflection or complete an alternate assignment to recover credit. And it depends, right, on what we're talking about here. But I've seen where sometimes if for whatever reason, and sometimes again, reasons that are out of a student's control, a teacher doesn't allow them to turn in an assignment, even if they came into school late that day. And now the student's receiving a zero. That zero is going to impact their grade. It is now no longer reflecting whether they have true knowledge of that particular skill, that content, The teacher doesn't know because the student never got an opportunity to complete the assignment or to turn it in. And so instead, they received a 0 for work that wasn't done. But now, when we see the grade, let's say at the end of a quarter with the 0 factored in, depending upon the weighting of that assignment, it can have a great impact on that student's grade. And now, when we look at that grade, or someone else looks at that grade, what's the story being told? The story might be told that this is a C student, and we're thinking about that in terms of knowledge and understanding, when in fact, it is a grade that is based primarily on a circumstance. You following me here? While that is a nuanced example, it is not an unfamiliar or uncommon or a situation that is unfathomable, right? And so it's important for us to remember that. I would love for you then, as your action based off of today's discussion, to identify your top 3 to 5 graded relating policies. So now we're not looking at what are the categories, we're looking at what are your policies about grading. And then for each, just simply ask yourself, does this promote learning or does it penalize life circumstance? Shifting policies isn't about lowering expectations. It's actually about ensuring that grades reflect what matters, which is student learning. So, one small change in policy can actually open big doors for students. And as I said before, and as I end every segment, every grade tells a story. So make it one that is worth telling. All right, that's a wrap for day 12. Again, if you like this content, like this video, please click it and subscribe. Click like and then subscribe. But then also come along and follow me for more content. And I would love to engage in discussion with you around some of this. So hop on live, right? And engage in the chat. All right, y'all. Have an amazing, amazing weekend. See you tomorrow.